Test 1, 2. Just making sure everything's going through. Oh my goodness. Of course, I had a technical issue that happened like right before the stream was supposed to start. Don't worry, folks. Everything is all well, fine, and dandy. I hope. Looks like it's good. Across the board. Yes! Yes, victory has been achieved. Oh my goodness. Thank goodness. Oh gosh. All right, let's get over to the game. That would be great, right? Since we're late, we're running late. Oh my goodness. No transition even. Fresh OBS popped up. It's like I don't know how to think right now. Don't you worry about that. Welcome to the official ROCKFISH Games stream, where I am your host and your guide, Eric Schrader, the community ambassador for ROCKFISH Games. Where 9 out of 10 times I pretend to be a professional, and that one time out of every 10 you see that I'm just a normal person like anybody else. But you know what? My entire role is to serve you, and I'm going to be serving you up some information on EVERSPACE 2 today. Woo, that got a little cheesy, but don't you worry, we're gonna bring it back down. All right, good, perfect. We're gonna continue where we left off in our game space, and as always, we'll be answering some questions along the way that you guys bring forward in the Steam, YouTube, and Twitch chats. And we'll also maybe possibly tease something here or there. I wanted to talk a little bit more about some of the quality of life changes that we had set up, because there was a couple that I forgot to show you. That was dumb. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to give you a couple of things that you haven't seen before. And then also potentially you might see a new item. Maybe if it drops, but I have to completely rely on RNG. Okay. So we're at the fate of the stream itself to see if we get some more goods. So we're going to pick right up where we left off, which was running the wheel. And then we'll go from there. I also want to take a pretty decent chunk of the stream, like we're talking maybe like 20-30 minutes at the end, to just like look at some of the stuff that you guys have been snapping in the game, because wow, it's gorgeous, goodness gravy. So yeah, we'll very likely be doing that as well, just to highlight how awesome you guys are. And maybe even talk a little bit about some of the feedback you've been providing, and add a little added clarity on some of those things, just so that you know that, you know, whether there's an idea that's out there that we're listening to, or that we are straight up going to be doing, if I can, you know, hand that information off, stuff like that. We'll kind of get into a little bit of that near the end of the stream, but per usual, we'll just be floating around doing all the fun things as well. So, a lot of people saying, hey there, hi, early gang. Sorry about the stream being slightly late, no big deal. We're here, we're having a good time already. Michael swinging in. Greetings, pilots, and welcome to the show. Michael, thanks so much for being here. It's always a pleasure to have you, CEO of ROCKFISH Games. Very, very good. So good. All right, so last time we had the grand reveal of ship names and knowing how they're calculated and stuff. So we might be going through and just looking at more ship names, if that's applicable. You know, for anybody who missed this, each wing set has a particular name associated with it, and then the C and the 1 is the body and the engine. C is the body, number is the engine. At least I'm pretty sure. Oh gosh, no, I can't remember. Everything's terrible. But each one of the ships now has a unique name associated with it. So the way you see the class underneath it, the class is distinguished by its weight, and then by its specialties. So that's its special and its ultimate in particular. And then each of those particular classes has a list of passives that can generate to it. So as an example of that, here on the Cyclops bomber, one of the passives that can be is the target lock-on duration is reduced by 50%. That is exclusive to the bomber. And there's a slew of passives that will be in the mix that can change even two bombers that look identical to each other. Their passive, in having a different trait or ability, could change the way that you actually play with that exact same ship from one to another. Okay, so ironing all of those details out, we'll just like go through a couple more of the names. Spirit still is like the most delightful name. I love it so much. It just makes me happy. I feel like this also is appropriate because it feels almost like whimsical, like just like It feels spirited. Like I'm gonna use the term to describe the naming convention. It just, maybe it's also because it's white. I don't know. It just feels so good. We got the Liberator gunship. We got the Reaver, G9 Sentinel. We got the Harbinger, Vanguard, Raptor, F6. We got quite a number of different ship types here that have generated for us. So that being said, we've been flying the Orion I-2 Interceptor, and per usual at the start of the stream, I feel like we should cycle to a different one. I want to see if anybody said that any jumped out ship to them and they were like, oh, no, that one looks awesome. And it doesn't look like it. Everyone was just like, oh yeah, your current ship has a perfect color scheme. Yeah. No, I really do like my current ship. I'm a big fan of the white, black, gold. Orange, it's orange, but you know, white, black, orange. It feels just nice. It just seems good. It's just pleasant overall. You know, you got just a dash of color and then that solid contrast between the white and the black. So yeah, we can fly around our Interceptor a little bit longer. We can take that color scheme and apply it to any of the ships that we're looking through here. All of these are expensive ships. If any of them were tier 2s, I would just buy them in a heartbeat. But man, Vanguard looked cool. Let's see some Dodgy Boy. All right. Let's go Spirit. So I'm getting some light ship vibes from you guys. So we can either go with the Spirit or with the Harbinger. Just out of the gate, man, I really like the way that the Spirit looks. It's just so cute. Oh my gosh. We're gonna roll a dice for this. I just happen to have a 20-sided dice next to me. Completely irrelevant for the stream because, you know, why would I need that? But it's going to be rolled off screen so you can't tell what it lands on. I didn't even say anything pertaining to what happens when I roll the dice. Basically, 1 to 10 means I'm taking the Scout, 11 through 20 means I'm taking the Vanguard. And I say that after I rolled. It landed on a 12. So we're going with the Vanguard. Everyone's like, I think he rigged this. Maybe. So we're gonna buy this one. But hey, at least you guys wanted a light ship. So we're bringing the Harbinger. Some of you guys will be excited about that. Others are like, rigged. All right, that's fine. So we'll go with the Harbinger. And just to show you, whenever you do purchase a new ship, it brings over the custom styles that you had on your last one. Okay, so here's the same coloration that we just had and how it would be applied to the Harbinger. We also have kind of our standard I work for ROCKFISH detail look over on this side. We also have this kind of, I don't really like this. We're just gonna ignore this one. We can recolor this this asset anytime we want. On this one we are being explorative and I don't know where it got. So we're probably just gonna go with our same color scheme we'd had last time. We're gonna keep this stream a little bit more cut and dry so we're getting right back out into the action instead of doing too much with the customization itself. We need to unlock more customization too, so there's also that. I didn't even look at the passives for this particular fighter. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? I'm not playing the game correctly. But first we're gonna take out this elite, I hope. He's gonna gain armor before we kill him, yeah. Can we still break him? Can we still get him? All right, we'll just use a couple missiles. Cool. So now that we have this credit that's floating in the air, I wanted to show one quick thing that I neglected to show you guys last time. How silly of me. How silly of me. The passive we got is, can activate cruise drive with enemies nearby. All right, that's not so bad. If things get super tense, we can just pop on out of there rather fast. So since that's the case, let's change out Energized Boost because we effectively have that one for free now. And we'll go... Oh, I use that way too much. We'll go with Quantum Entangler. That's always nice. The more I'm thinking about it, Quantum Entangler is not a good choice since we don't want to get hit at all. Probably be better for a big ship. EMP is a pretty solid choice. Well, so we're gonna do Annihilator Virus with EMP Generator, I think. And we're also gonna do a little bit more damage here, I think. Whoops. I want to unlock this mode. There we go. So we'll have this one deals constant damage to shields for any targets that are hit. So it keeps them nice and drained. Then we can punch through with Annihilator Virus, which reduces their damage. And then we just chug, and if things get too crazy, we cruise on out of there, since that's not holding us back now. Nice. All right, so this UI that I just was saying I neglected to show you. So check out what happens when it's blocked out of view. See that? Just a subtle little thing that's rather important. So now, very quickly, on your radar, if you weren't facing those credits, you could very quickly see if something is in its way or not, or if you can fly right to it. Like, oh, it's behind this object. Okay, well, I need to go around. Oh, there it is. Perfect. The indicator changes accordingly. Now, this only applies to free-floating objects, because something like a container, for example, it just gets a little bit lighter in color. That may or may not be finished, by the way, but with containers and other objects that you have to interact with, I mean, it's kind of obvious that they're going to be behind something or in something, or, you know, along those lines. So we're not putting like a crazy amount of detail in that for these things, but with free floating items, it's very, very important that you know if you need to like fly inside of a structure or around one in order to pick it back up. So that's why we've done that. Otherwise, let's go ahead and head to Prescott Starbase, which is still getting assets updated and whatnot. I've told you that before. We're just going here to trigger the mission, and we'll go from there. Are you and Michael in the same room? Dude, that would be amazing, but no, unfortunately we're not. Michael is in Hamburg, and I am in Kansas. These two locations are slightly distanced from one another, but it's all good. Are you able to reroll passives? Not at this point in time, pretty sharp. But that's a great question, and that would be pretty dope to be able to do, wouldn't it? Will EVERSPACE get mod support? Perhaps. It's something that we would very much like to do, but it is incredibly low priority because we need content before we add mod support. So we're still making content. Also, as it's just being mentioned by the Nightbot, I feel like it's a good time to also mention if any of what you see on the screen seems palpable, if it seems like something down your alley that you'd like to give a go, because you're like, well, watching a developer play their game versus experiencing game for myself, like there's a huge difference there. We agree, which is why there's a demo. You pick that thing up and you get to fly several of the first missions straight out of the game. No restrictions whatsoever until you hit level 5, and then it's like, okay, if you want to progress, then you need to buy the full game. But you can freely explore all of the very first system. It's all accessible, this location. Most of it's accessible anyway. And as well as some side missions and doing jobs and all that type of stuff, so you can get a feel for the game to see if it's right for you or not without spending a dime. All right, so we're gonna toggle this mission and then we will keep going. And we're gonna skip dialogue. I'm not necessarily gonna try to be covering the missions so much, like in the context of what's happening and stuff. I'm more just triggering them so that I have a particular pathway in mind for the stream itself. But also keep in mind that the reason I'm doing that is because I care a lot more about any of your questions and conversation that you would like to raise up during the course of these streams. We do these streams to both talk about what it is that we're up to in development, right? And also to engage with you guys, to make sure that you see what's going on, and also respond and interact with you to show you, you know, the quality of life that you have been putting into the game itself. Your feedback is an integral part of early access, and it's nice to just be able to talk, to be able to get your questions and slap an answer on it right here, right now, you know? Ooh. Ooh. While you're in hyperspace, why don't you ever speed warp with left shift? Because it provides me an opportunity to look over at chat and read questions, because I would have missed that if I would have just warped really fast through hyperspace. But aside from that, also because I haven't completed the side missions in order to enable that. If I was going for like a full playthrough, I mean, let's be real, I wouldn't have left Cito yet. I'd still be doing all the missions and location challenges. It'd be much better for my level, though. I wouldn't have nearly as many issues going on, but I digress. A dev playing this game would play it better than I could. I mean, some days are better than others. You never know, you might pick it up and be like, man, that developer made it look really hard. This is a cakewalk. It's, you know. I feel like I'm having a good day though today, so no worries. Is that a gas cloud? Yeah. So we are near this gas planet right here. So because we are near it, we get the full effect of it. So I'm kind of flying up here. Actually, I could just camera mode this. You can see all these gases are swirling about over here, and these stations are positioned in a way to be near the gas. Some of which I think this one actually uses the gas to sustain a working base, if you will. Several families live here. And then you can also see they've got solar energies that's helping power them as well. So not only are they using the various gases in the atmosphere, but taking advantage of the sun in this system, or the star in this system, more appropriately named. All right, so we're going to dock here, have a conversation with Maddox, then we got to do things. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and skip that. Man, that looks so much cleaner than the last time any of you have probably ever seen those cutscenes. We'll save those for later. I do want to mention, though, it's perfect time to mention, if you guys continue your saves over, because we're trying to help you out with that as much as possible, right? Like, we don't want to just like wipe saves every time there's an update. But if you do, if you're trying to invest as much time and energy into helping our product, I strongly encourage you to start from your, start completely over every time there's a large update, like the one coming next month, in order to see all the updates and changes and improvements going through the game space as the way it's intended to be. Carrying over a save can sometimes create a juxtapositioning of your progress and the content that was added in a way that isn't necessarily balanced the way it's intended. So just be mindful of that. And at the same time, like, so long as you're mindful of that and you want to continue the save that you have, cool. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying if you want to provide the feedback in the best capacity, it's best to restart your save. If you don't got the time and the energy to do that, I can't spend another 20 hours in this game. I'm just going to pop in and see new content. That's totally fine too. You do you. Your feedback is appreciated in any degree or capacity from which it comes from. All right. So let's go ahead and skip the rest of this dialogue. It was something important. I don't care. I want to destroy some Okar and then get out of here. Oh wait, this isn't the Okar part yet. I'm jumping ahead. Especially, oh, EVERSPACE 1, RoboJoe. Oh man. We could do like a throwback stream sometime, I'm sure, and I could do I could do an EVERSPACE 1 playthrough to give you like the comparison points. Because a lot has changed between the two games. It's familiar territory, but it's different, you know? Spoot Knight over on YouTube, he says, next patch is a great opportunity to start over to see how the game plays with relative mouse controls, free space style. Yeah, actually, that's a really good point. For some individuals, that was kind of a game breaker. And when I say some, I'm talking like a percentage of the player base. But still, if that's what's holding you back from trying the game because the controls are just not perfectly where you want them to be, yeah, we're adding new accessibility features constantly. Grindle says maybe some speed runs. Oh yeah, and try to beat your sub 5-minute run. Oh my gosh, this champion. Oh look, some more details have been added to this. It's almost like there's more being added with every update, with every little detail. Bump. I have way too many shields. I'm not gonna worry about this. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the sound for this particular exchange because it's fun. I like this. Or maybe it won't play at all. Wait, did I adjust the thing? I broke the game. I don't have any sound. If it works, awesome. If it doesn't, no big deal.
All right, Hive, I need you to focus. Run your sensors again. What is this place?
Mostly, it's just smoke and mirrors.
So I said I was going to do this, and now I'm going to skip all of this because I wanted to get to the next part. I'll just hold the skip. There we go. All right, so we are taking this material encryptor.
Hardware module.
And then we're gonna have some fun seeing what happens. So basically, you're trying to get this thing to do a thing, and when you take it, you go the easy route and you get the free one, and then this happens.
Are you tired of being picked on? Then why not treat yourself to a Salver Pulse 9000? Salver Armament Group. Because even a loser deserves a good laser.
What was that?
The signal is emanating from my own systems.
Serves me right for buying cheap scrap from a hacker.
I am running diagnostics. Attempt jumping again.
Ouch, my teeth!
Sorry, kid, but you've got cavities.
Oh, again?
But don't worry, try Footnax. Footnax hand lotion. Your teeth deserve it.
The messages are triggered by the new software.
Can you disable them?
Not without deleting the entire package and rendering the encryptor useless.
I need to have another word with that Fallon Pango guy.
Yeah. We like having a little bit of fun, too. All right, we're gonna go ahead and turn that back off, but just figured I'd let you see that. So we're still doing more voice work and whatnot for the remainder of the game. For anybody out there who's like, wait, this is all in English? I thought you were a German studio. Yes, we are a German studio, and we will have this in the German whenever it gets to full release, as well as we will have localization for a slew of other languages. I think there's about 9 or 10 other languages that we're aiming to add onto that list. So yeah, it just takes time to get the game in a state to where we can then localize it to then bring that out to you guys. So rest assured, that is in the pocket, in the docket, and it will be brought to life in time. Okay, so here's another one of those instances where you have scrap metal, and you can see that whenever we have a little piece of that behind this piece of debris, you know that it's behind it. So it gives you a little bit more sense of the space. Man, that sounded so dumb. Like, hey guys, when you're looking at this and it's behind the thing, you can tell it's behind the thing because of the thing. Not very well nuanced, but you get the picture. The important thing is that we are updating the UI to help you as a player understand where items are located from you. What a concept. Now we still have a couple more tricks up our sleeve regarding the UI and how that's all coming together. So just know that it's a constant process, okay? Very much so a constant process. And if you don't believe me, you should look up look up on YouTube of somebody playing the EVERSPACE prototype and then compare that to any of the live streams at all to see just how much the game has changed. Holy cow, it's massive. Bearded Frog, I hope it's diet toothpaste. Now there's a good question. Will there be FSR support? I feel like I've seen that question asked before. Let me look at my cheat sheets. I don't have anything on FSR support. That's the I forget what the F stands for, but super resolution, right? Is that what it is? Let me look this up. During the course of a live stream, let me just pull up this information. Here, we'll jam out to some music while I'm looking up the information. There we go. The stream's probably gonna stutter a little bit because I'm doing multiple things at once. Try that again. Okay, yeah, the Fidelity FX Super Resolution. I'm not 100% sure, actually. I know that there's a couple other elements that we've been adding. Let me just run through here really quick just to see. So no, okay, that's the DLSS. I was thinking DLSS for other stuff that individuals have been asking for. I know that people have been asking about the M1 thing for Mac, but I mean, there's no reason why we wouldn't be able to support that since that's what Apple's making, and we would be bringing the game to Mac. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I would assume so, but that's also a dangerous thing to do. So I'll have to defer. Michael, if you have any added information on that, I think Casper's out, so I don't know if he's going to be able to sneak in and provide that. But that would definitely be a good question to drop into the Discord, actually, and the Ask Dev questions. Because if we do have that already answered, it's going to be found in there. Could have looked it up. Ha! Silly me. But also, if you drop a question in there, there is a 100% chance it will get answered by the development team or a community person who is like super hyper aware of things that are going. And if a community person does answer that question and no devs respond after it, take that as the developer response because we approve of that message. Cool. Oh, already answered. Michael has already answered it. My goodness. So let me just read this aloud. He says, we have good friends at Team Red too, so FSR is on our list, but not a priority at the moment. Thank you for that, Michael. I really appreciate it. Sorry, I missed it over on YouTube. It's almost like I'm watching way too many chats when I do this or something. But a great question, and thanks for the response, Michael. All right, we're gonna take out this guy first because I don't like poison in a small ship. Much better. Take those items. Nice and recharged. Do we have, oh yeah, we have an EMP missile launcher? Oh yeah. Probably should have used that instead of our, well, hey, both of you guys were easy scrubs. So this location is super great for taking photos, by the way, because you get all of the highlight colors on your ship shining through very brightly. You know, your engines highlighting elements of your ship, and any of the various, in this case, tiny details, like this little spot right there, that's actually one of the emissive light colors. This particular ship lacks emissive light colors. You can see a bit more on the front end of the ship here, but that will change based on what your body type is, your engine type, your wings. There's a lot of factors there, and the higher tier your wings are, the more beautiful moments of emissive lights you will see show up. But yeah, like if we turned off our headlights, for example, and we stopped all our engines. Wait a second. Turn off headlights. There we go. So we turn off the headlights. Hold up. I see a particular bug. Okay, now can we well, that's a fresh bug just getting caught. But regardless, whenever you're not looking at the lights shining so brightly in your eyes you can't see anything else, you get a nice silhouette of your ship, getting just those touches of detail from your emissive lights. And this definitely looks way cooler on the higher tier ships, and depending on which wing types you're using, all the type of stuff, which I shared some photos in the Discord, privately shared, because they were tier 4 wings. Ooh, tier 4 wings flying in this orbit to highlight how beautiful your ship can look with the right emissive lights. You can turn off headlights, yeah. You press the T key, so should be able to see it rather nicely here. Yeah. T key turns the headlights on and off. They're on by default. I think we did see a bug where somebody had like somehow accidentally turned them off and could never turn them back on again. That was one instance, and I haven't seen that anymore. But if you ever have a problem where like you can't see in the dark, try pressing the T key first. And if that doesn't work, then send a message to us and we'll see about what's going on with your save file. There's tier 2, right? Will we get new tier next update? Don't think it's going to be ready for the next update, but rest assured we are working on more tiers, and we are working on more wing type, body type, and engine types too. So there's all of that. So still a bit more to come pertaining to the ships themselves, as well as new ships entirely. We still have 2 more that we will be pumping out as well. Excelsior says, hey, I'm a bit late. No worries. I'm still catching up a little bit with chat myself. Someone got a time machine. I want to go to the full release date. Man, I mean, I'm happy that you're excited, but I really enjoy the process of development so much. And I know that not all of you are like that. You just want the full game. I get it. I get so excited and just seeing how much our vision comes together with like every added week. Just a little tweak here and there can sometimes feel a little underwhelming. Like, I get that. But then when you see like it all coming together slowly at the same time, it's like this constant bout of hype that just continues, and that's what feeds me. It gives me energy. I very much dig it. This is where I came out of? No? I don't know. I forgot how to navigate this place. There we go. Cool. So this is the first instance that you guys get to see the Ancients. If you don't like spoilers in the game, like if you somehow completely avoided the story up to this point, first off, that's awesome. That's seriously cool. Second thing, this probably isn't the stream for you because I'm just like cruising through the story. That being said, maybe you could even like minimize it because I'm still answering questions and whatnot. Still gonna engage with you guys. Alec's ship would be nice to have. Am I pulling that out of context? Oh, you're talking to Fly. So we have a very intentional design mentality when it comes to the player ships, and that we want them to be unique for the player. We don't want you flying ships that are otherwise being flown out and about by others. We want a distinct look for you. And when you customize it, we want that to be even furtherly, we want that to be even more distinct, right? That's why we have so many wing options and the body options and the engine options and the colorations and more stuff that we're working on. And like, yeah, we want it to very much be your own ship. Now, that being said, I'm sure that you can already see like the ship we're currently flying. It's kind of reminiscent of an outlaw fighter. You know, it's got a little bit of that vibe to it. That's also intentional. We do want to have a little bit of theming throughout so that you can kind of echo certain other things that you love. But you are not going to straight up take a fighter that somebody else has and be able to fly that, like Alex Fighter. Also, I do not encourage anyone to talk while solving puzzles, because you can get mixed around in an environment and go backwards. All right. I'm also trying to do this in a way that doesn't reveal too much, but that's kind of impossible, so no worries. Going to do this, then look back at chat. All the information in these puzzles is readily available for you to figure out in the areas. So if you are ever in a conflict and you just think maybe something's bugged or broken, a couple things to keep in mind. Because we are handcrafting the locations, it is intentional that we are making some things a little bit harder to find, but there are visual cues in the environment that will help you progress forward. Not just through the puzzles, but also in general to find unique and hidden items as well. And if you're having a really super crazy time, I mean, by all means ask on the forums, but you're not gonna get a developer response on trying to figure stuff out in the game. That's gonna have to come from the community. We ain't giving the answers freely, I say as I just do everything on a live stream that anyone could watch. Anyway. This battle might prove to be a little slow-paced. Didn't necessarily plan this out so well. It's kind of my bad. We'll just use up all our missiles to speed up a little bit. Let's see, do we have the pulse? Hey, we have a pulse laser? Thank you very much. Ooh. Oh, now's a good time to talk about and show something that was added based on observations from our community, and also because it sucks when you have text that you can't see on an item. Look at this. What is this? I can scroll on the item? Yes. In fact, I can scroll on the item. Now, there is a bug in this in our current build, but we'll fix that before it goes live, so I don't even know why I'm telling you about that. Ha! Anyway, the important thing is that you can scroll this up and down. If you are using a controller, you also would have that functionality with the right analog stick as well. So it's fully implemented, both keyboard, mouse, and controller support. And naturally, that would carry over for your custom HOTAS settings as well. You just have to tweak it in your settings to be able to scroll. But now you don't have the super obnoxious text that literally gets cut off at the top and the bottom of the screen. We adjusted that. Scrolling text! Oh my gosh, what a feature in a video game! It's a small one, I won't deny that, but it's an important one. So we did plug that in. All right, let's get this pulse laser out. Oh yes, much better damage. Much better damage. Focus down some crystals. Man, trying to read chat while doing this is just silly. How about some of your cheat codes? Nah. You'd rather it be shortened down to symbols and abbreviations? I mean, to a degree, we have a little bit of that going on. Whenever you have an item that's out floating in the wild that you pick up, it will show you some varying comparison points through the use of a symbol or two. But for those who want the ability to min-max, as I think most individuals in a looter-shooter situation are probably going to want to do, we wanted to put all of that information there. So being able to scroll through it all to digest it felt like the right choice. Oh yeah, no worries, RoboJoe. I know you weren't mocking. I was actually kind of mocking myself. You're totally fine. Just having fun with it. It's crazy how some of like the most simple elements added to a game, like scrolling, can make a nice impact, right? I mean, even with the UI update and just updating the graphics for varying weapons, it has helped us internally so much better understand to get excited or not about the loot that drops. Because again, I'll use the same example I used in the last stream, right? Where if you have a superior item drop out in space, you get excited about it. And then when you mouse over it and you see that it's just earthen wine, you get far less excited about it in that moment. You almost feel cheated, right? We get it. So the iconography helps. The second you see a superior or any desired tier item drop, the graphic reveals what it is, and so like you can immediately have that response to it now. All right, he's gonna vanish again one more time. Ouch. All right, there he goes. Whoops, we stopped boosting. That was silly. I kind of wish I wouldn't have wasted all my missiles suddenly. Wait, did we pick up more missiles? Oh, we did. Here, let's just wait 20 seconds and then we'll be able to use that bad boy. That should help things move a little bit faster. A little bit faster. There we go. Ah. All right, okay, I see how it is. Maybe we should have went with a bomber for this mission. At least we're not getting hit. be. 9 missiles left. We're probably not going to be very accurate with them, but, you know. Oh, man, he is moving like a fiend in these last moments. There we are. Nice. And away we go. Also take out these enemies to, just because we can. There we go, booster, nice. And a Ravager. Probably be blasting off his armor plates to drop his health a bit faster. Okay. Nice. So here we have a thermogun. Oh, nice. And a shield. We'll go ahead and pick those up. As well as this container right down here. We'll also swap over to that thermogun. Yeah, I mean, you can see the pulse lasers do a lot more damage, but the thermogun locking on, it's always a nice convenience. I like using thermoguns a lot. So any kind of tweaks and updates for accessibility or ease of use? Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, and we'll have more accessibility elements added in time. I know that some individuals have asked about like a colorblind mode. That's on the table. Stuff like that. This is supposed to be mid-campaign, yeah. There will be, so I'm guessing somebody's asking about bosses? Is that what I missed? I hope EVERSPACE 2 has a real challenge. Hardcore mode in EVERSPACE 1 was at some point easy enough. Yeah, I mean, anything that you do over and over again becomes easy, right? And hardcore mode of EVERSPACE 1's no different. It's a process that when you try for the first time, you get absolutely wrecked and you get better, you learn from your mistakes, you grow. That's also the nature of a roguelike in the sense of that particular title. With EVERSPACE 2, the balance is a little bit different. We still want there to be a challenge through the course of the campaign, right? Through locations that you choose to go to, based on whatever actions have led you there. And so there's a lot more factors that kind of come into play. We also want it to be where if you want to choose lighter, easier routes, you can also do that. So I'm not really talking in like a general sort of everything's going to be more difficult, but we want it to be you choose the difficulty not only by a difficulty selection at the start of the game, which we are going to allow for that, but also in the actions that you take, that route's going to be more difficult. That route's going to be easier. That is going to be, and partially is currently implemented, though a lot of individuals don't see that yet. And I can understand since you're only getting like, you know, half of the progression up to level 18. But that is very much the direction that we are taking the game. And there's just more to come in that. It's not in yet. It's not all in yet. So yeah, so for those who might be saying, oh, the game's so easy right now. First off, humility is a beautiful thing. And second off, yeah, I mean, that comes naturally when you put in a lot of hours into a product as well. Still want to up the difficulty a bit more and also up the ease depending on how you are approaching the game. So let's head to Union Outer Rim. How does Rockfish Games create the spaceship assets? Is that info RFG is willing to share? That's a question that I'd have to ask Matthias, but I mean, it's, 3D modeling programs in conjunction with using concept art that's made by a professional artist, right? That's like the baseline. It's like how most stuff's made, so it's also like, that's kind of a non-answer, but like, that's how we do it. We just have really skilled modelers and artists. Like, it's pretty good stuff. We're pretty happy with how things have turned out. Woo. Hang on a second. 1 second. Oh, okay, never mind. Everything's fine. For a second there, I thought we were losing frames. Nope, we're good. Everything is under control. All right, back to the remote station we go. Oh my gosh, Finra Master. No, you can't just kill every enemy with a few shots. Haha, 2K firepower goes pew pew. Yeah, basically. Need to put that into the meme itself and share that in the Discord. But you're absolutely correct. As of right now, that's totally an option. That's great. Have fun with it while it lasts. That's what I will say. We are absolutely tweaking and modifying and gaining more balance to the game as development continues, as more systems are added, as more nuances created, as you would expect. I would hope you'd expect that. And those of you, if any of you were crying foul about the balance in the game now, well, duh, it's incomplete. If you expect an early access game to be completely balanced, your expectations are wrong, okay? Just putting that out there. That is an improper expectation to have. But we will get there. We will fine tune it according to your guys' feedback, according to like the systems that we put in. Some systems we're adding that we didn't think we would be, some were taken out. There's a lot of juxtapositioning that goes on with all of that. There's a lot of reorganization. There's a lot of stripping away. There's a lot of adding new. And yeah, it demands a lot from a balancing side. That's just a constant beast of early access, constant beast of any development at all. But no worries, no worries. If you want more firepower, try the gunship. Oh man, yeah, gunship's so much fun, but you have to be accurate with it too, right? So it kind of depends on the loadouts that you're using, the weapons that you're using, in conjunction with, like, your ability to navigate a pretty large ship. There are some factors there that can be beneficial, and others that can hurt. It depends. Number of factors, but yeah, the gunship is all about dem guns. Literally in the name, applicably enough. Hello, my favorite streaming dev. Oh my gosh, well that's quite the compliment, Paranoid Carrot. Is there a rabbit chasing you, perhaps? I'm curious. But welcome to the stream. What a pleasure. Does the charge rate of the Vanguard shield scale with the boost speed? We've tweaked the overcharge, over whatever it's called, that gives you more shield. You know what I'm talking about. The specialty of the Vanguard. We've changed it already so many times that I have to look at it to give you the proper answer. At one point, we didn't want it to scale at all with anything. Then another, we were like, well, because the shield's generally lower on the Vanguard, maybe it should scale faster. Then we were like, well, it should only go up if you're boosting. And then we're like, well, if you're going above standard speed, it should be charging. So that could include cruising and drifting. Man, let me tell you what. The Vanguard and shield boost Oh, what's it? Overcharge. There we go. Terminology. There we go. The overcharge. But what we have settled as of right now, I'm pretty sure it hasn't changed again. But anytime you are going over a traditional standard speed, you will then start charging at a rate equal to how much faster than the standard speed is going. So if you go into cruise mode, you will generate more shields through your overcharge ability than otherwise. That is how I understand it at the moment. That could very much change. The Vanguard's still kind of in a state of hasn't been fully balanced. So we could see a bit more still happening to it. Definitely fly a gunship or bomber in EVERSPACE 2. Yeah, no, I think that they're a lot of fun. There's pros and cons to any of the ships that you choose, right? But for certain play styles, man, some people absolutely love those heavy ships. Oh man, those guys jumped in at the worst spot. Let's try and get some space. Okay, because we can cruise nearby enemies, look at us. We are now regenerating our shields pretty fast too, since we're not restricted to nearby foes. Helps us out quite a lot. All right, this feels much better. Much more Vanguard style of play here. Oh my gosh, that was a bit savage though. Still, our overcharge allowed us to maintain our life. We're gonna go ahead and charge back up. Boost it back in. Oh shoot, I just realized Maddox's under attack. Try jumping now. Ha ha ha! All right. Beautiful. Another cutscene that we're totally skipping. Whoop! We got. Now we go back to the home base. Beautiful. Let's take a moment to appreciate this ship though. This is the same ship that appears at the start of the game as well. Wait, when did we close the hangar bay? I wanted to show you guys the hangar, but I guess we can't fly inside this time. Oh man, that we even closed the backside? Wow, okay, all right. Hiding all our dev secrets, that's fine, I guess. Gunship with 3 thermo guns, oh my gosh. Shadowy. That sounds like you're trying to break the game for all the right reasons. I'm not even mad. Make sure you get the right colors though, because if you don't have the right colors for your thermo guns, all is lost. We're gonna let this dialogue pan out, so if anyone wants to read it, you can do that. Otherwise, I'm gonna answer some more questions, any observations. Missed opportunity to reintroduce the colonial warship so they could F us all. Missed opportunity? There are some colonial warships, albeit in pieces, in the game. This is just a cruiser. Just a cruiser. Just a cruiser. Kind of like the Corvette of the colonial fleet, if you will. But I have a hunch we're not done with ships yet. I have a hunch. Zip on in, have some more conversation, totally skipping it. Oh, sweet. Cool. Andy, I got the bug. I've been trying to log down this bug for weeks. Oh my gosh, guys, this totally silly thing where the camera decides to zoom in if you skip a conversation. Yeah, there you go. I'll have to, somebody clip this. I need to get the exact repro steps. Nice bug hunting, thanks. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, in actuality, this is just a bug hunt stream where I just talk to you guys. No, that's not what it is at all. But still, it's always funny when something like that happens. Yeah, just a playful little bug. This should be rectified pretty quickly for the next update. All right. Yeah, and I think this bug also stays depending on, like, no matter how. Anyway, whatever. Bugs are fun. Early access is great. Let's go ahead and store some things. I've said this before, but for me, I always store the tech resources and the ores because they are the most likely to be used ever in any sort of ingredients. Whereas anything that's labeled as a commodity, as of right now, in the current version of the game, they are just credit boxes that hog up inventory space. As of right now, which does imply that they will not be like that in the future. Cool. Also just gonna scrap some things. Also, why have we not been using this? This is such a great kinetic weapon. Oh my goodness. It's just been sitting in our inventory and I'm just being a dummy. All right, we'll scrap all the other stuff. That looks good. I also don't want the damage booster at all. We're just gonna get rid of it. Cool. So go ahead and jump out. Whoop, right back out. Also going to just quick save this. Oh, I guess I should mention that with the saves, so this isn't something you have access to. This is something that I'm not actually sure is going to be applied to the Kite Nebula update. I'm not sure, but it's obviously something that we want to include inevitably. So you'll be able to create custom save names whenever you save. That also will tell you if you're in space and where you're at alongside the mission that you're currently working on. So as an example, let me go ahead and just fly in here. And then also do the save. So see how it says, you know, these dots, this means you're in space when you saved. If I were to do this, overwrite it. Now it shows this symbol, which means docked. This is the docking base symbol, and then the name of the station, home base, and the location that you're at. So home base and Rhodia 2. So now you know where you're freaking at when you make the save, as well as the mission that you are on. And then the number, of course, is the level that you're at. Subtle change, but again, like, keep in mind that right now we're doing a bulk of our work on the Kite Nebula. So it's a lot of stuff that I can't show you yet since it's in the proverbial goop of creation. That didn't make any, it's being worked on. And while I can't show that, there are a number of little adjusts and tweaks that are being made that I am excited about showing you, because, you know, it's progress, albeit it looks like there's been very little. I understand that. And I really do appreciate you guys for being patient through the course of these streams, because sometimes we just don't have a lot to show, aside from these little subtleties and nuances. But rest assured, there is going to be such a healthy amount of stuff that will be dropping fairly soon. Like, I mean, goodness gravy, we're at the end of September. October is so close. And the streams are probably going to get a little bit more exciting from here. I swapped it for the pulse laser. Did I really, Spoot Knight? Oh my gosh. I know you said that like a while back. Regardless. Oh my gosh. Finn says, so far it doesn't look like it. Looks like Rockfish thinks roguelike means damn scary, while looter shooter means smoothing, meditative relaxation. No, actually. What Rockfish believes roguelike is, as a roguelike is a run that you are investing your time and energy into that gets progressively more challenging, that you have to build yourself up accordingly in order to best those challenges that are presented for you. If you do not build yourself up through it, then it's going to be very difficult. Not impossible, but difficult. This is the nature of any roguelike game that exists ever, that you have to learn from what you encounter and then better yourself, right? It's very skill-based. Whereas when you're looking at a more open world style of game, an RPG, you normally have systems that are designed to allow you to choose where you want to go, which in turn also adjusts the difficulty on the fly, right? So if you go to Fluffy Bunny Hill, that's probably not going to be as challenging if you go to Hell's Demons Territory Exhibit X, right? You choose where you're going, and that is going to inherently change some aspects of the difficulty as well as the experience that you are digesting. Then on top of that, you add the looter shooter element, and now you've got customization that's largely expanded versus well, I shouldn't say versus, but it's varying depending on the roguelike style that it is presenting. So pretty big difference. Want to just make that correction so that you know exactly what we know instead of assuming. October 35th, that doesn't exist. It was a joke. It was a bad joke, friend. If you want to find any physics or geometry bugs, you should definitely get me to play. Well, absolutely. Dive in and play, especially the demo. There's still a healthy amount of stuff that you can do from there. What I really hope for are larger battles which require support by capital allied ships. Genoxer, that sounds really cool. And we have actually said that we want to do a couple larger scale battles. I don't want to make that sound like anything crazy. We don't want to have like full on like 50 capital ships versus 50 capital ships and an orbital bombardment cannons firing from a planet as you have like this massive, and there's thousands upon thousands of fighters. Like, that's not, whoa, calm down. I want to make sure that we're not thinking that. But we certainly want to have moments where there's some pretty big intensities. We have some of that come out of the opening segment of the game to kind of level that playing field. When you exit the asteroid, granted the enemies are super hyper easy to deal with, right? Because you're level 10 and they're all level 3s, I think, and then more warp in that are level 1s. Intentionally done easy so you can kind of get the hang of, you know, controlling the spaceship without any immediate threat to kill you in the tutorial. And then we also have that particular moment in Zarkov, which we're kind of sort of getting, we're building up to. That has a number of fighters, the elite fighters that are joining in the space that you're fighting in. And you have to do a number of tactics to work that out, fighting alongside your teammates there. But we have noticed, I mean, there's also a balancing thing that comes with that too. Maybe you guys have seen it, in fact. When there are allies nearby, they pull fire away from your ship. Who'd have thought? And that little detail shapes and changes a lot of how the player has built themselves up in a situation like that. So we are soaking in a bit of the feedback that's come through from that, a little bit of the criticism regarding those sort of larger scale dogfight situations, and we'll be making adjustments accordingly. We need atomic weapons. Woo! Oh, I missed the quest conversation. What is that username? I'm using the dark theme, and your name is somehow in like deep blue, so I can't see it. Jazzvan over on Twitch. So the question is, I missed the quest conversation because I had jobs to turn in at the same time. I docked at Nefty's planes as part of quest for Doctor Companion. And now you're on mobile. Hey, no worries. Yeah, Delia, her mission chain. I'm trying to figure out if you had a question there or an observation. But if you're having any bugs with a quest chain where it's like completely broken, definitely report that to the forums. But otherwise, so it's a bug. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. If you have a way to reproduce it, let us know on the forums. We can look into that, make sure that it's working as intended, or if it's actually bugged and it's got to be fixed. But yeah, the forums are the best place to catalog that, since on the streams I can engage with that and say, hey, yeah, excellent. I don't actually know if we know about that bug or not. So reporting on the forums, it's a great place to catalog anything and everything that we need to digest so that we can, you know, move in the proper direction there to address it. Otherwise, it kind of gets lost in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Some of your fondest gaming memories, Free Space 2. That sort of event, I'd love to see in EVERSPACE 2. Yeah. I'm just gonna smile. Free Space 2 is fun. Space is the best place for atomic weapons. I mean, I don't think you're wrong. Oh man, I look over at YouTube and I see, I lived through high school on mostly dial-up. Man, I had this, I don't know about you guys, I had the struggle of fighting for internet. So it's like, you know, the phone rings and you're on the internet line and it starts like going haywire. And then your mom's like, are you on the internet? I need you to swap the cables. You're like, I'm expecting a call. Sorry, Mom, you have to unplug this, you plug it back into the phone line. Okay, you have your phone. And you're like waiting impatiently like to get back onto the internet, and then your mom hangs up the phone, and before you even ask, you like swap the cables again. You know the drill. Oh my gosh, beautiful memories. Beautiful memories. Man, the second my house got like grounded internet, oh my gosh, it was like, it's a day of rebirth for our family. Eric is old confirmed. Oh man, that was telling of my age, wasn't it? That's fine. We're all old in some way, shape, or form. Now I'm trying to remember why I came here. Is this just for the side mission? Man, I am banging around these asteroids a bunch. Let's try and get out of here a little bit. Oh yeah, we need to go to Cartwright's Wake. Why did we stop at Yarwin? Sightseeing, I guess, perhaps? Let's just keep cruising. Oh, we're there. Okay, perfect. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now we're only going to be playing more mission stuffs for about 13-ish missions, and then I want to show off some of the stuff you guys have been taking, screenshot-wise, doing some fan art stuff, which has been fun. We'll definitely do that. It'll be beautiful. Woo! I remember 5 and floppy disks. Oh my gosh. I think I still have, okay, well, I'm not gonna tell you, this is official Rockfish Games stream, ladies and gentlemen. The focus is EVERSPACE 2, but I'm pretty confident that I have the original Descent floppy disks back on my shelf. Oh man. Why do I have them? Pure nostalgia. That's it. Bloodstar, I see what you did there. I'm watching you. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, you guys. All right, so we still have the bug going on. This is gonna be useful whenever I talk to Andy. It's gonna be great. So now we must activate a hidden jump gate. Close your eyes. Don't see where I'm going. It's a secret. Oh my goodness. Oh no, Vulcan form, don't worry. He knows, he's definitely having some fun there. He's actually referencing a previous title that we worked on. It's all good, dude. Wonderful. Oh, I found some power cells. I saw a thread recently, someone was looking for power cells and trying to figure out the best way to locate them. I will straight up say, as of right now, I don't believe there's a location that drops power cells more frequently than others. That is something that will be worked on in a future update. So, for example, just to make it a little bit more referential, we'll just start with Zarkov. Since we're here, we're in the Dust Rim right now. It's going to be like far more common to find resource type X in the Dust Rim of the Zarkov system. So if you were looking for that specific resource, you would come to the Dust Rim. You'd know that it was there because there'd be some sort of information that allows you to know that. And then you would find that resource. There might also be a station in the Dust Rim that sells it directly, right? So that way you can get what you're looking for and be on your way. In addition to that, then there will also be random drops elsewhere, stuff like that. So you could, in fact, get lucky. But if you don't want to wait for RNG to serve you, you simply have to fly to the right location to acquire those goods. That is in the plans. That is what we will be doing in the future. Pretty likely. Pretty likely. That kind of goes in part with the, I think I even mentioned it back in January. Oh my gosh. How much content we've had to add and prioritize and reprioritize. But we talked about a full-blown trading lanes and like selling system, like a lightly dynamic marketing system inside of the game to where you can buy and sell resources to make profits. Now, obviously, that's not the focal point of the game, but it is something that we are thinking about, we're talking about, and we do think that it would be pleasant to have those aspects incorporated in. So in addition to being able to find certain goods at certain locations, we'd also have stations that would offer premium prices for certain goods versus other ones as well. So that is coming down the line. That is in the plans. I should say it like that. That is in the plans. It's a very likely thing that's in the plans. So, all right. Let's take out some enemies. We are kind of getting into territory that's higher level than us. But our level is like, we're not like super under leveled. So we'll see the occasional enemy like this that's going to be 2 levels higher. I don't think we've adjusted any bits of the level scaling further, so I think that's all it should be. But that is also a system that's going to be adjusted a bit in the future as well, for anyone curious. Something we're keeping our eyes on quite a lot, actually. When is the ROCKFISH Games merch available, and will there be ROCKFISH Games data sticks? Oh my gosh. No, we, I mean, if you've seen the backer rewards, some of you guys will know that there's, like, we will be making merchandise, if not but to fill the backers, you know, orders. But what that looks like, how it's going to be priced, when it drops, all of that type of stuff, guys, we're just gonna have to follow up with you if and when we get there. That's a big conversation. Like, right now our focus is on the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're making this work. I feel like if we're throwing out a storefront, we're saying, oh yeah, buy all our sweet merch, and the game's not even done yet. That's kind of shady, I feel like. There's something about that doesn't feel good. You guys probably agree with me there. So one step at a time. One step at a time. And Michael comes in and he says, we're sourcing merch partners literally as we speak. Stay tuned. And I can absolutely confirm this. We had a meeting earlier and Michael shared some of those sweet, sweet details. So yeah. Stay tuned. Whoops! Wow, let's not wait for a lock-on, shall we? That's kind of silly. Making the battle harder than it needs to be. Our shields went down? Oh, that's really embarrassing. Oh my gosh. Oh well. An Arc 9000 plasma globe? The expectations from some of you guys. Like, I love it, but it's also terrifying. It's like we're inevitably gonna get to a storefront. It's like, I don't know, what's the most generic thing? Coffee mugs. Like, here, we have coffee mugs. You guys are like, that's great and all, but when do I get stickers that I can put on the side of my house? Full-blown spaceship, a life-size model that I can purchase for 100 grand. Can you get on it, ROCKFISH? Okay. An Arc 9000 plasma globe, though, that actually sounds legit. But man, whew. Whoop. Up. Beautiful. Oh, so colonial warships, I know we mentioned that earlier. This is actually a destroyed colonial warship. Kind of hard to make out in the current section that we're at, just because, you know, it's super dead. It's advanced dead. But, yeah, I mean, there's definitely the elements that show very much so that colonial warships have existed, may exist, and EVERSPACE too, for sure. Also, we're gonna just take our time with this a little bit. Not in any sort of rush. Oh my gosh. There we go, that's better. Ooh, a sticky turret. Hold still, thank you. Oh Oh man, enemies are much easier when they don't move. Ouch! Pro tip, don't run in to explosive detonation drones. Yikes! Actually kind of lucky that didn't just one-shot me. I have not been focusing anything into the health of my ship whatsoever. What even is my structure? It's 304? It's my highest attribute? Oh gosh. Well, we're only a level 11, so we'll let that slide, but still, we are not very strong. We're a little bit beefier than I thought we were, though, in retrospect. Still, the goal of this ship is to not get hit at all. Not gonna get too close to the madcap explosion simply because of those mines. And we'll cruise on over here to take out this last suppressor, and then we'll take out the destroyer. Oh, we should really focus down that Viper. Okay, good, good, good. Nice. Just gonna disable those mines so we can get in close to finish the job. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and swap this out. And then keep these sold up. Oh, whoops! Woo! Glad we just brushed along the side of that instead of collided with it. That could have been bad. Are there some blue stars in this game? Yeah, there will be. I can confirm there will be blue stars. Can confirm. Cedo is the starting blue star in the game. Though I will also point out that the star systems are subject to change. They are work in progress, so anything could happen. We could cycle the star out completely. In fact, I was told this morning that we are making some pretty heavy adjustments to the lighting we're doing in one particular system. Maybe it's one you know of, maybe it's one you haven't even seen yet. But we're still making those active decisions to, you know, make the game stand out, make it feel good. You know the drill. Okay. Whoops. This is not the right weapon for this battle. Okay, there we go. Much better. There we go. Oh, nice! An optimized shield? That's awesome. And an XC shield, I would argue, is a really solid choice for the Vanguard because the capacity is generally much higher than normal. Ironically enough, our shield ST, well, the shield ST has the highest, but the extra charge You can see the comparison. Like, you can get back up in a jiffy. Wait, no, XC is the small one. Oh my gosh, I turned them around. No, ST is the best one for the Vanguard, I would argue, because you can overcharge it, right? So you're basically doubling the capacity. So a shield ST is optimal on a Vanguard. Saying that backwards confusing people, sorry about that. All right, so there's a bunch of items, or rather iron deposits. There's containers in this area. You can also see that we have some scrap metal that's unimpeded. We can fly straight to it. There's nothing blocking our pathway to it, because of the way the icon was adjusted. We also get to this container. Oh, nice. Some dark matter, another sticky turret. Great. Cool. Well, hey, that feels like a pretty good stop to end the game. So we're gonna go ahead and save it there. And we will, let's see, stream saves that one. Game successfully saved. Perfect. So what I want to do now is jump over to highlight all of the beautiful stuffs that you guys have been working on and been taking, because again, like, the fan art that comes out from you guys is seriously impressive. So we have a number of returning individuals from our galactic photographer pool of players. For those of you who's like, this is the first time you're hearing that, the galactic photographers, actually, hang on a second. I need to do this thing. We're gonna turn the music off in the game right now. Perfect. The galactic photographers, it's a role that we assign individuals who get a lot of attention in these segments, where we just like give you a lot of freaking praise because you're awesome. So this first one, we have a new person that we're going to be highlighting today, and straight out of the gate is the new person. This is Ashes of Helios. Just one of their first shots that they use. They have been using the depth of field so playfully and in such a good way. This almost looks like a miniature. They've just like bound it to a cable that you can't see with a backdrop behind it. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Also, did I just kill all the music? No, music's playing, good. All right, perfect. So from here, we're giving a lot of love to a lot of different individuals. I wanted to highlight a bit of everything, really. We have a couple individuals who get a couple different ones, just because they're really good shots. But otherwise, let's talk about you for a second. You, right there, watching the stream. This type of stuff is so gorgeous, so beautiful, and it's so much fun. So this also is a newcomer, Bivage, not quite sure how to pronounce the username, but they had a slew of photos, and I just thought this one should be highlighted. Looks so good when you're close to a star, and almost looks like you're getting ready to go into your ultimate, or in your ultimate rather, in a Sentinel. But great highlight and use of the colors on the ship to provide that nice contrast. Very, very, very good stuff. And yeah, Bearded Frog, if you thought that first shot from Ashes of Helios was good, definitely go to the Discord and just scroll through, because there were a number of them. I just don't want to get too crazy and be like, here, let's show 17 of your shots during the course of the live stream, because there's a lot of love we got to spread around. We have a lot to spread around. So I should re-equip the ST. I don't think I did. No, I'm using the XC. I went ahead and swapped it for the extra charge because it was only one shield point different, but it recharges insanely fast. So we are gonna swap that, but our goal is to get a new ST at our level. I might even just craft one in the next stream just to make it more convenient. So, all right. Next up, we've got Blue Fire. I bet you can't guess what game this comes from at all. It's certainly not in the lower right of the stream. But just a nice callback showing the Scout, like its origins and what it looks like when it's fully upgraded. The fully upgraded Scout. My, how far we have come. Also see Throng up there, just chilling. Right over there. Yep, that's Throng's ship. Wonder what he's up to. Probably researching clones or something. But just what a great callback to the Scout. And my, how it has changed from EVERSPACE 1 to EVERSPACE 2 so much. Though this is the Colonial Scout, we'll say that. So there's definitely some variation from that. Yeah, this one comes from Blue Fire. Yep. Next up, we've got BW Lambrecht. This one stuck out to me so much because BW Lambrecht plays at a lower resolution, and I'm getting like strong retro vibes from this, and how like the explosion and its blockiness and like the more clear-cut lines on the ship itself, but the colors pop so well. Like that tanned sort of color from the black, and then you've got like the reddish orange with the orange, and then the explosion honoring those same exact colors, and the white of the dominant color of the ship. Like it all comes together so well. And it's like, I don't know why, but like looking at this, it feels like I'm playing almost like a free space or a Descent style game. And like how it's blocked out. Like we had a retro mode in EVERSPACE 1, which changed the graphics to be more pixelated like, and also had 8-bit music, which QoL composed for us, which was a lot of fun. Now, I'm not saying we're gonna do any sort of retro stylization in EVERSPACE 2, but if we would, I think this would be cool. I just want to point that out to my colleagues. Because I dig this so much because it is in a lower resolution. So nice shot, BW Lambrecht. Good stuff. Next one comes from Drive Live. I think they're in the chat over on YouTube. I'm also seeing a potential hot take, but maybe not. It depends on playstyles and whatnot. Bearded Frog says Scout was a lot better in EVERSPACE 1 though. Yeah, you know, I mean, yeah, my main was Scout, but it's mostly because the formula of a roguelike is speed. Faster you do things, the better. And for me, getting in a Scout and then picking up everything and then like destroying everything without getting touched, it was the best formula for myself. EVERSPACE 2, we had to change that formula a little bit because we want each ship to have a benefit, but also some sort of deficit, right? And we'll continue to refine those and balance, as I've mentioned earlier in the stream. This next one comes from Drive Live, as I mentioned, and found the cutest little transport booking through the DMZ. This is EVERSPACE 1. It's EVERSPACE 1. We got an interceptor-style colonial fighter right behind it, in the same colors even, while the GMB heavy fighters are escorting it out of the system. But man, what a cute little thing. Oh my gosh, it's adorable. It's so pleasant. Oh, great find. You don't come across these very frequently at all. Normally you get the super lengthy ones that has like so many items when you destroy them. It's like, yeah, sorry GMB, I need the loot, and you just go ham. All right, next up, we have got Flory2931, which I believe is also in the live stream. I love this shot so much because it's just it's moments before death. You can see the damage being taken on this ship, like he is just having a bad day. Flory has absolutely shot him directly in the face, and this next blow will surely end the tale of this outlaw. But just a nice coordinated effort. Comes together very well. Super good, super cool. I also like all the brightness on the back of the ship as well, just like showing the impending doom. All right, next up we've got a couple. We're gonna choose a couple. Executioner was the weapon. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, the Executioner does so much damage. Isn't it great? Oh my gosh. Executioner may very well be my favorite weapon in EVERSPACE 2 at this time. I love how satisfying it is, right? Because you have to work down the shield first, but then once it's down and you get a close range shot, it's just, oh, the power. Oh, it feels righteous. All right. Next up, we've got a couple shots from Geometry Prime, just to show some of the extra added detail work. This is a missile launcher on board the player ship. Look at that, look at that detail. Is this necessary amount of detail to have? No. Is it awesome? Yes. Oh my goodness, and did you know that if you don't have any secondaries equipped, this is actually empty. There isn't a missile locked in place. So super cool little details like that. Geometry Prime has a knack for taking those shots using depth of field. Good stuff. He's also pretty well known for the coloration in his shots, like this one. This one comes out of Zarkov, just the, I mean, yeah, like, I don't think I need to speak for this one at all. The slight metallic notes on his ship, and then just the placement of the shop as well, it all comes together. And also, strikers are awesome. Who doesn't like strikers, right? Good stuff. Geometry Prime, I know that guy. Are you just gonna say I know that guy after every single person I mentioned Bloodstar? Oh, goodness. But yeah, I mean, a lot, like, you guys are active in the Discord, and a lot of you who even just brought these screenshots forward have been active for a time. So only a couple newcomers, which I'm pointing out as well. Then this third one also comes from Geometry Prime. It's the same exact striker, but in a completely different environment, and how just the environment alone changes everything. Oh my gosh, just complete change of pace. Absolutely beautiful. There were a number of other shots that Geometry Prime had, but I had to cool my jets because I already chose 3 for you. So, whew. But a lot of purples, a lot of beautiful purples that he brought out. Good stuff. Yeah, Striker love, right? Oh man, Striker is quite pleasant. It is a lot of fun. All right, next up we have got Hi Barf. Hey, look at that. We got one of your shots in. I love how this looks like a massive space battle. Like the station's under attack or something. He's like, all fighters going in. We must defend the base. I dig it. So good. In actuality, like, I don't think it's super crazy what's over there, because I think these are actually shots going past the player. I don't think this is more than that, but regardless of what's going on, I thought it was a great little composition. And also just a nice look to see what type of ship that Highbarf is flying as well, especially since he judged the color of my ship in a previous stream. Oh my gosh, completely irrelevant. I love your ship, by the way. Excellent. Next one, we've got Kazaa, who also takes a ton of screenshots that are also good, who breaks our game to oblivion. Thank you for that. Does absolutely help us iron out the bugs and the kinks. I had a lot to look through. I chose this one because, you know, it's really cool seeing somebody take out an outlaw destroyer in like the most simplified ways. There's like, simplicity has beauty in it, and just see him straight up approaching this and hitting the weak point. In a lot of cases, Kazaa is also known for dropping outlaw destroyers within mere seconds. It's pretty crazy stuff. So you'll need to definitely check that out as well in the Discord, because he's got a number of not only images, but also videos, which I just realized, Will, dang it, I forgot the videos. I wonder if you can hook me up really quick. If you can send those to me and I can maybe pull them up. But yeah, seriously cool stuff. But that one comes from Kazaa. All right, next one we've got Corius. This one comes out of Everspace 1. There was a little discussion of somebody asking, I think it was Anime Girl 26, had asked, what ship is this? And they were referring to Everspace 2 on the Parasite mission. And then this was used as a response. Corius said, oh yeah, that's the light GMB fighter. But it's from Everspace 1, still applicable. The models are largely similar, but obviously there was an overhaul to the ship in Everspace 2. Curious, what do you guys think about that? Do you like the ship design in Everspace 1? Do you like it updated in Everspace 2? Tell me your thoughts in the chat. Otherwise, we're gonna keep on going here. Premium Nose, Also a new one, and they had a number of fantastic shots as well that they were procuring and sharing with us. A lot of them using kind of the fog in the distance, and also having this sort of widescreen aspect ratio, which I think they're actually playing in as well. So seriously good stuff. Seriously cool stuff. Delicious. Next up after that, we've got Salupsis. I just like this ship. It's like Iron Man had a really bad day. You know, like, that's just solid. That is just a solid ship color, but also you're gonna need to buff out those scratches, man. Not sure what your health pool's at. Somewhere around the halfway part, I think. But nice. Very nice. And also just like, it's a nice position just to, you know, to have the nebula in the background. Just to enjoy the scenery. Good shot. Pleasant. And again, it's cool to see the custom colored ships. Whenever you share those, I have a soft spot for that, and so like I want to share those a little bit more. Because there's a lot of colors in the game, and some of you guys have shared some cool combos that I would never have considered because there's too many combinations of colors. So very good. Keeping it simple, keeping it real with an Iron Man combo, and I dig it. I love it. It's great. Super great. Next up, we've got Spoot Knight. I think Bloodstar knows him as well. He was trying to recreate the weight page. I mean, just look at that. We can give this just a moment or two to kind of like cycle around because it goes up to the planet. You guys all know this. You've seen this weight page enough. I probably don't have to show this, but this was his take to try and like reproduce that. He had several images. I thought it was a lot of fun. Pretty clever, pretty good job, Spoot Knight. Obviously, you don't have a tier 3 ship yet to, or maybe is that even a tier 4 in the? Hang on a second. Let me look at that again. Hang on. Let me just take a moment. Yeah, that's a tier 4. I am pretty sure. Wait, is that a tier 3? Gosh dang it. I don't know. It's either a tier 3 or tier 4. But it looks pretty beefy. Regardless, loved your way of highlighting the details that you wanted to highlight here and reproduce that. Fun little challenge for you. Good stuff. Next up, we've got a couple from White Saber. White Saber has been taking a number of the, I would call them intense action shots. He's been doing a couple of those here and there. Super good stuff as well. I love the positioning of the gunship in this shot. You know, he's coming straight at the base, and you see a lot of the base. Like, you see all the details. Like, you see the planet in the background. You got, like, there's so much happening, and yet it's all so simplified. Just all the angles pulling you right into the middle of it. Good stuff. That's solid. It is a tier 3. Oh, man. I did mention that we're working on ships, right? I've like looked at so many models and like rubbed my eyes much like I'm doing right now. Being like, okay, now I have to like forget everything that I've looked at so when I enter the stream, I don't reveal too much. Oh my gosh. So, some super cool stuff that we've been working on the ships. But yeah, I mean, equally so, the screenshots that you then take those ships and the positions that we've been working on, the handcrafted locations, it's gorgeous stuff. Absolutely remarkable. I could see this being on the the thumbnail of a future video. This one looks solid. Love it so much. Another one from White Saber. Also love this one. 471 transport, getting ready to hyperspace out, like right before it hyperspaces out. What a charge up. Super freaking cool. Love that composition. What, Eric, revealed too much? Never. I know, right? I've never said more than I'm supposed to. Not a single time. Fun fact, I actually ended up saying more than I was supposed to at the very start of the stream. Sorry about that, Michael. He's probably forgotten it by now, or maybe he remembered. He's going to talk to me after the stream. I'm not sure. But There was something. There was some little added detail. Oh my goodness. Now you all have to like rewatch the video. What? What did he say? What slipped? No, that's all the more I'm giving you. But regardless, I do my best to, you know, honor my job. Oh, goodness gravy. All right, next up we're going into the fan art. The first one was, simply put, a image that was taken from Ashes of Helion, again, a number of super playful shots, and then he did some color correction here. And yeah, like, I dig it. I dig it so much. That's just a great shot, seeing the silhouette of death and destruction. So solid. All the explosions nearby, bringing it together. So good. We had a couple playful memes shared as well. We had this one. 8 was going through various members of the community and having fun with the names. So we'll share this one out of all of them. Hans Christian, if you're watching, you're welcome. This is Hans Christian Cool. His last name is actually Cool, but it's not. It's spelled different. It's K-U-L-E. Wait, is it K-U-L-E or K-U-E? Shoot! I don't know how to spell his name. Ah! 8 is also known as Bloodstar in the streams. Yes. Regardless, yeah, having a lot of fun with that. Again, like I said, there's other members that he did this with. Christian Lore. K-U-H-L. Oh my gosh, why can I not spell? Oh, goodness gravy. That's embarrassing. Well, hopefully this makes up for you, Hans Christian, because you look like a badass. Like, it's just awesome. But anyway, it is, yeah, cool in German. It's perfect. But Christian Lore, he ended up just putting a Bible behind it. Christian Lore, like, you think about that for a second, and then you're just like, beautiful. So thank you for that as well, Bloodstar. Anyway, moving on to some more pretty awesome shots. We have this one from Excel. This is one of 2 of the fan arts that he created. I'm not 100% sure what alterations were made to this particular image, but it looks great. I'm a big fan. The super subtle here, but I'm a big fan of the emissive lights being green. In this particular engine, those lights are highlighting just the rear of the ship in subtle ways. So the engines, while they are blue, you're still getting almost like this green effect that's highlighting the rest of the vessel itself. It's a cool way that that's getting highlighted. Either that or it's so reflective at that angle that it's generating a green instead of a blue. Regardless, super good. Super great. And I just love that position as well, from the planet into Zarkov. Crisp, clear, beautiful. This is wallpaper material. I've already added it to my list. So good. So great shot, Excel. Excel is also having some fun as well in marrying images together. So this is not a single shot that was then flipped and colorized. These are actually 2 different shots. You can tell because if you look at the coloration of the gunships have completely different colors on them. Love the way he brought this together. Absolutely love how it comes together. With that orange on the left, blue on the right, obviously complementary colors, and just I question how long it took to get that aligned as well. But regardless, that's gorgeous. Somebody in the Discord said, I vote this to be our load bar. So it's like the loading screen is just like a beam laser that's coming across. Oh, you guys are fun. That's probably not gonna happen, but still, clever. You guys are clever. But big praise to Excelsior on this one. Just super cool way to bring it all together. Oh my gosh. Laserhead says, has anyone done Eric, the nemesis of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles yet? Yeah, my last name is actually Schrader. So that's great. I love that. I've been called Shredder a lot as well. That was another nickname I had. I'm sure somebody will get on it now that we've mentioned it. Oh my my gosh. All right, next one. This feels like, actually, we're gonna pause on this one for a second, because this feels like something that you need other images to pair with it. Like, this is the gunship image, but then you need like a scout and a vanguard and an interceptor and a sentinel. Like, you need one of each. You know what I'm saying? This is just one piece of the larger puzzle that you would all put together. I seriously dig this, and Excelsior, just mad props to you. Mad props. All right, now we're going into some Kazaa fan art. This one's been colorized a bit. And as I said, he takes a lot of these beautiful symmetric shots that, you know, get crazy. And yeah, like, he kills outlaw destroyers so fast. I'm gonna just guess and say it took him less than 5 seconds to drop this one. It's just a complete guess. But the way that he's colorized that, give it kind of old school feeling. Way he's coming down on the destroyer, just, it feels, there's power there. You know what I'm saying? Feels like absolute power. So good. I glued sticky notes to my monitor to line it up for this shot. Oh my gosh, Excelsior. Oh, you're a dork, and I love it. Oh, that's fantastic. That's a smart way to go about it, you know, as, among other things, you know, that it works, it works. That's super great. That's super great. All right, then we got another one from Kazaa. This one where he lined up a shot to get all 3 of the medium ship classes, or the medium weights. There we go. The medium weight ships all in one shot of the 3 respective classes from the medium weights, where we have the interceptor on the left, the sentinel in the middle, and the striker on the right. Also changed the colors around so that we have the blue and the, I think of a dash of orange on the left. We got the red and the silver in the middle, and then the green, and not sure what other colors are going on there, maybe black. But such a great way to put that all together. That's really cool. That's a really fun way to bring that all together, Kazaa. So well done there. I can't even tell where you edited it. I'd have to keep looking for those added details, but very good stuff. All right, next is a little bit of a fun one. This one comes out of the Chemical Bro. He has a knack for taking the assets of EVERSPACE and then just, you know, having some playful fun with it. So here you go. This is our transformer model of the gunship, and what it would look like if you could, you know, adjust all the pieces and parts. It's always fun to see the added little details and highlights that he puts on, like with the level of detail that he adds to these. Really, really good stuff. Also calling it Everbot, so perfect. You are such a champion, the Chemical Bro. Having a lot of fun there. Last couple ones also come from the Chemical Bro. We had this one, which was just a pleasantly doctored up shot, having that nice, the grays, the blacks, the whites, and then paired with that super hot red. Like that. This, yes, 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 absolutely. Yeah. Oh my gosh, just such a delight. This almost feels like it could be paired with another one as well. And then last but not least, we've got this one that highlights the lightning bolt. Also, I looked over and realized it's exactly 3 o'clock. I've got to wrap this up now. So we're gonna leave the stream on this shot right here. I would normally open up for more questions, but I spent a bit of time. I really want to show off your hard work. There are also videos too from the community that have been composed. I'll have to follow up with you on those. I just did all the imagery and the fan art. Oh my gosh, and I ran out of time. So I've got to get out of here, but I have to say, you guys have been absolutely awesome today. I have been Eric Schrader, the community ambassador for ROCKFISH Games, serving you in all things EVERSPACE 2. Don't stop being awesome. We'll catch you in the next stream. And hey, also note that you can come hang out with us, ask any questions that I missed, because again, I normally leave it open at the end of these streams, but I'm out of time. So go to our Discord, go to the Ask Questions channel, Ask Dev Questions channel, ask a question that didn't get answered, we will hook you up. It'll be no problem whatsoever. All right, now I'm gonna awkwardly go back to me one more time so I can simply wave at you all because I love you. Toodles! Don't forget to check out the Discord for other really cool stuff.